Today I'm going to make your life easier by telling you my top tips on caring for a spider plant. So as you can see, I got this pretty little spider plant very recently because it's a baby. My granny actually owns an adult one and this is one of its babies. Now if you would like to give one of your babies from your spider plant away, all you've got to do is gently clip it away from its mother. Make sure you leave a little bit of this cord, it's called the umbilical cord. It's linked to its mother from this. So clip it away gently and place it in a glass jar or cup filled with water. Leave it in there for about a month. It will just float in there and that will help it to develop its roots, and that it needs its roots to be able to grow and eat and just be a plant. If you're confused on how to do this and you would like to find out more, comment down below and I will be sure to make a video for that. Number 1. What to do when you first bring your plant home. Always exciting taking a new plant or animal home for the first time, but be careful because spider plants are delicate, so handle them with care. Once you've been given or have just bought your spider plant, you should store it carefully on your lap in a plastic bag if you have to drive home. Have a plant pot filled with indoor plant compost at the ready for when you arrive home. If your plant is already in the pot, that's great. You will not need to prepare a pot for it. But if not, if it's come in a small cup filled with water, you should dig a hole in the center of your compost, just big enough for your plant to fit in, and gently ease it in. Cover up any gaps showing with compost. It is recommended to keep your plant pot in a saucer or bowl, and this actually picks up any excess dirt that may come out of the bottom. If you have a ceramic pot, then this is not the case. But if you have a plastic pot like me with little holes in the bottom, then you will need one of these little dishes to hold it in. It is also a great way to water your plant, which brings us on to our next tip. How to water your plant. Watering is very simple with a plant like this. The best way to do it is to pour a small amount of water into the bowl or saucer that you're storing your plant in. Only a small amount. And you don't want to water this plant too often. This plant can get to the point where it's so dry that it's kind of crumbly and it's gone a really light brown, and that is like, you can leave it to that point and then you can water it, because if I've actually learned from my own experiences, if you water it too much, like say I made the mistake where I did it every day, I did it like 2 days in a row until my granny warned me not to do it. So it actually weakens the leaves of the plant. So do not drown it in water, just give it small amounts, about a quarter of a cup, like a small cup, should do it. So the best way to water it is to just put it in the bowl and then the plant should soak up the water. If in a worst case scenario you do water it too much, what you should do is take a piece of kitchen roll or toilet roll, put it in the little saucer and place your plant on top of it. Therefore, the kitchen roll will soak up all of the moisture from your plant, leaving it nice and dry so that you can start over again. It is probably best to water it from the bowl, but you can water it up in this area if you would like to, but I would totally recommend using the bowl technique. Usually it takes about a week or 10 days for your plant to get to the state where it needs watered. Number 3, switching your plant to a bigger pot. A time will come when your baby plant will grow too big for the pot that it is in. White roots will begin to pop out of the bottom here if you have a plastic pot, and it will overall look as if it is trying to escape. This is a sign that you need to transfer it to a bigger pot. To do this, you will need your bigger pot at the ready with some more compost inside. A hole should be dug in the center, the size of the plant and the compost that the plant is already in. So you should be able to just transfer the whole of the inside of this. You shouldn't have to pull out the plant because that could result in you killing the plant. So the bigger pot should have a hole about the size of this whole pot of soil. This plant should be compact by the time it is ready for a new pot, so you'll be able to insert the whole thing without any struggle or mess. And all you have to do is tip the pot upside down, guarding the plant in the process. Gently tip it onto your hand and dispose of the pot. So now you have the soil and the plant in your hands, so you will have to transfer it quite quickly to avoid any mess. Gently place the plant into the hole the right way up. Fill in any gaps with soil so that it is completely compact, and give your plant a water if needed. Then you're ready to go. It's that simple. Number 4, where to store your plant. Many people make the mistake of putting their plant on the windowsill in front of direct sunlight. This kills the plant almost immediately. Yes, the plant does need sunlight, but not too much. It will shrivel up and die if it is exposed to too much sunlight. But then again, if it is not exposed to any sunlight, it will not get enough energy from the sunlight. The best place to keep it is a little bit away from the sunlight. Spider plants need some shade as well as sun, so keep that in mind whenever you're trying to think of a place to store your plant. 5. Humidity and room temperature. The room temperature should be your usual type temperature, not too hot and not too cold. I'm not quite sure what that is, but just your regular room temperature. Of course, if in cold weather and you actually feel cold yourself, then maybe crank up the heat a little bit, but don't expose your plant to too much heat or too much coldness. It kind of needs it in the middle since this is a tropical plant. Number 6. Spider plant baby. If your adult spider plant is a female, then it may produce babies like this one. They grow attached to its mother as little, it almost looks like little mini versions of the adult. Keep in mind that the spider plant has to be fully grown to produce offspring, so it has to be fully matured. For example, this plant could not produce offspring because it's only a baby. So the spider plant has to be fully grown if you would like babies. We're going to recap this again. If you would like to start growing another spider plant or give one to someone else to start growing themselves, clip off the baby gently, keeping the umbilical cord attached. Place it into a cup for 1 month until the roots have developed, and then you can plant it or pass it over to someone else. Maybe share this video with your friend if they're starting off with one of your new spider plants. Number 7. How long do spider plants live, and how can you tell if they're healthy or not? Spider plants can take a very long time to die. Really, if you keep looking after it properly, it may as well live as long as you. To test if they're healthy or not, feel the leaves. If they feel strong and firm, it's healthy. But if they feel flimsy and weak, sadly it's not. Keep watering and caring for your plant in the right way, and it should stay healthy and alive. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, like, subscribe and turn on your notification bell. Comment below if you have a spider plant and if you have any other care tips you would like to share. See you guys next time. Bye!